Shedeur Sanders, son of Deion Primetime Sanders, just became the highest-paid rookie in league history, and he didn't need a single regular season snap to do it. Thanks to a seismic, never-before-seen deal with Nike, including equity, yes, equity, this rookie quarterback just torched the entire traditional contract system, lit the power dynamic on fire, and walked away with the match still in his hand. This isn't just a shoe deal. This is a declaration of war on the NFL's old way of doing business. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. While most rookies are just hoping to make the 53-man roster, Shedeur walked in like a CEO with a helmet. He negotiated a prime equity clause, meaning he gets a slice of the pie every time his jersey sells, his name is used, or his brand moves merchandise. And let's be clear, it's moving. $14 million in jersey sales before week 1. The NFL has never seen anything like this, because the truth is, they weren't ready. Not for a rookie who turned his draft day into a brand launch. Not for a quarterback who came in more media trained than most owners. Not for a 21-year-old who demanded ownership leverage and autonomy before ever playing a down. And here's where it gets really spicy. This isn't even about football anymore. It's about control. And Shedeur just snatched the narrative, the money, and the marketing machine away from the league and put it in his own hands. While analysts questioned his draft stock, Nike crowned him a cultural icon. While executives hoped he'd quietly prove himself, he rolled out a legacy strategy. While most rookies are taught to earn their shine, Shedeur brought floodlights and charged admission. The result? NFL veterans are rereading their contracts. Agents are taking notes. And team owners are sweating. Because now the bar has changed. The blueprint has shifted. And the players? They just saw the playbook. You're not watching a promising rookie story. You're watching a hostile takeover of the league's business model, led by a Gen Z quarterback in designer shades with a marketing team behind him and the swagger of someone who already knows how the movie ends. Will Shedeur live up to the hype on the field? That's the million-dollar question. But off the field, he already won. And the league? They're scrambling to figure out how to stop the revolution he just kicked off. So buckle up. The Shedeur Sanders era isn't coming. It's here. And the NFL is officially on notice. Before he even hit the NFL Combine, Shedeur was pulling millions in nil deals, filming glossy, cinematic YouTube vlogs, racking up Instagram followers like touchdowns, and casually name-dropping business ventures in post-game interviews. If most rookies step into the league as players, Shedeur came in as a startup, fully funded, heavily branded, and ready to disrupt. And Nike? Oh, Nike saw the vision early. Instead of waiting to see how his rookie year played out, they went all in, not just a standard endorsement deal, not just a commercial or a couple photo shoots. Nike gave Shedeur something no rookie has ever gotten before, equity, a piece of the empire. That means every time a Shedeur Sanders jersey flies off the shelves, he gets paid. Every merch drop, every campaign, every signature shoe down the line. He's not just a face. He's part owner of the hype. It's the kind of move that sends agents scrambling, players texting their reps, and NFL execs whispering behind closed doors like this is a problem. And here's where it gets spicy. Because Shedeur wasn't even a first-round pick. He was drafted in the 5th, which makes all of this even more chaotic. Imagine the league watching a mid-round rookie outsell half the Pro Bowl roster before even throwing a regular season pass. Imagine the jersey sales, already at $14 million, tripling his actual NFL salary. Imagine Nike dropping his own signature shoe before his first career start. It's like the Madden cover before the stats, the parade before the playoffs. And of course, the NFL is not thrilled. Behind the scenes, execs are reportedly spiraling. This isn't just about one guy making bank. This is about the entire structure of the league being threatened. Because if Shedeur can pull this off, what's stopping the next hotshot rookie from demanding a piece of their merch sales? Or asking for creative control over their own branding? Or skipping traditional endorsements altogether in favor of long-term partnerships that actually benefit them? The league depends on players being, well, players, assets, replaceable. Rookies are supposed to earn their place in the spotlight, not come in with their own production team and a six-figure marketing strategy. But Shedeur, he's not waiting for permission. He is the spotlight. And let's not forget the double standards bubbling underneath all this. Because for every glossy magazine cover and viral clip, there's a news cycle ready to pounce the second Shedeur does anything remotely off-script. Case in point, the speeding ticket. Harmless? Yes. The kind of thing literally half the league brushes off? Absolutely. But Shedeur? Oh, he made headlines. Because when you're a young black quarterback breaking the mold, every move becomes a referendum on whether you deserve the attention. It's the same old story. When white rookies come in confident, they're leaders. When black rookies do it, cocky. When they capitalize on their brand, it's a distraction. When they stay quiet, it's lack of personality. Shedeur can't win the media game because the game was rigged before he got drafted. And still, he's winning. He's got Nike backing him like he's the second coming of Jordan. He's got fans lining up for autographs and brands tripping over themselves to work with him. And all this before week 1. The stadium lights haven't even hit his helmet yet, and he's already a household name. But here's the kicker, literally and figuratively. The one thing standing between Shedeur Sanders and sports legend status isn't money. It's performance. Because no matter how many marketing wins he racks up, the NFL is still the NFL. And quarterbacks? They don't get to coast on vibes. One bad season, one major injury, and the headlines will flip faster than a sideline tablet. He'll go from revolutionary to overhyped before you can say sports media narrative. And that's the gamble. Nike's betting on the future. They're not just signing a player. They're investing in a brand, a cultural movement, a face of the next generation. And Shedeur, he's banking on his ability to deliver under pressure, to turn the hype into highlight reels, to earn that equity every Sunday. If he pulls it off, he changes everything. Think about it. Rookie deals with revenue sharing, athletes walking in with ownership stakes, a league forced to renegotiate its entire power dynamic. It's not just evolution, it's a revolution. The NFL has always been about control. Control over players' images, control over revenue, control over narratives. But Shedeur just kicked the door open. And now that it's open, good luck closing it. And let's be honest, Nike didn't do this out of charity. This is chess, not checkers. They know what they're doing. This is a strategic play to lock down the face of a new era before anyone else can. A quarterback with star power, a built-in audience, and a cultural footprint bigger than most teams? That's not just rare, that's market gold. In the end, whether Shedeur Sanders becomes a legend or a footnote depends on what happens next. But one thing's for sure, this moment, it matters. Because it proves that athletes can demand more, be more, own more. It proves that the old ways are cracking, that the playbook is changing, and that sometimes the biggest moves happen before the season even starts. So what's the moral of the story? Simple. Don't underestimate the fifth rounder with a business plan. Shedeur Sanders didn't wait for legacy. He built it. He didn't wait for the league to respect him. He walked in with receipts. And now, he's not just playing the game. He's changing it. Whether you think it's genius, chaos, or both, one thing is clear. The NFL just met its most unexpected disruptor. And this rookie isn't just chasing rings. He's rewriting the rules. Now tell us, do you think Shedeur's deal is the future of athlete contracts, or is the NFL about to snap back hard? Drop your takes in the comments and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next meltdown, miracle, or marketing masterclass. Because if this is what a rookie season looks like, just imagine what comes next. And listen, let's not pretend this is just a one-off moment. This isn't some fluke headline that fizzles out after training camp. No, what Shedeur Sanders just pulled off is going to live rent-free in the heads of NFL execs, sports agents, and veteran players for years. Because here's the unspoken fear crawling to the league offices right now. What if Shedeur just showed everyone the cheat code? Let's say you're a top college prospect watching this unfold. You've got a massive social following, a recognizable name, maybe even a podcast or mini-doc series already in production. You see Shedeur, a fifth-rounder, negotiating for revenue sharing, and coming out with Nike's backing like he's already a Hall of Famer. And you know you've got the leverage too. So what do? You start making demands. You don't just sign the standard rookie contract. You walk into negotiations like it's a brand merger. You ask for your own media rights. You want equity. You want to control your name, image, likeness, not just in college, but as a pro. You don't want to be owned by the league. You want to own your brand within it. And suddenly, the league's entire structure starts to creak. For decades, the NFL has relied on one basic truth. Players come and go, but the shield stays the same. The brand is bigger than the athlete. But with Shedeur, that script got shredded. Because for maybe the first time in modern history, we're watching a rookie whose personal brand is bigger than some of the teams in the league. And that terrifies people. Remember, NFL culture is built on hierarchy. Rookies are supposed to earn their way. Wait your turn. Stay humble. Don't cause waves. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is pulling up to training camp in designer fits, posting cinematic highlight reels on Instagram, and casually discussing business ventures on the pivot. That's not just confidence. That's disruption. He's not just rewriting the rules of what rookies can ask for. He's questioning why the rules existed in the first place. And then there's the Deion factor. Because we cannot talk about Shedeur without acknowledging the shadow of Coach Prime. Deion Sanders is arguably the blueprint for this kind of crossover swagger. He made football stylish, loud, marketable. He was playing in both the NFL and MLB, showing up in gold chains and custom suits while backing up with Hall of Fame numbers. And now he's passing that playbook straight to his son, but updated for the TikTok era. So what you get with Shedeur is a multi-generational brand, a legacy 2.0. He didn't have to prove that the game could be played differently. His entire life has been proof. He was raised with a blueprint, and now he's scaling it. You think that doesn't freak people out? Because it's not just Shedeur who's leveling up. It's the entire idea of what it means to be an athlete. He's not just a quarterback. He's a walking media company, a corporate partner, a style icon, and a cultural symbol. Nike saw that and jumped on it fast. And now, the rest of the league is left trying to figure out if this is a one-time anomaly or a full-on paradigm shift. And meanwhile, the old guard is grumbling. You've got retired players tweeting thinly veiled shade. Analysts rolling their eyes on morning shows. The usual, he hasn't even played a real game yet, chorus growing louder. And sure, some of that's fair. Shedeur does still need to prove it on the field. All the marketing in the world won't save you if you're throwing ducks into double coverage. But let's be honest. If this were a white quarterback with the same stats, pedigree, and polish, the narrative would be glowing. He'd be poised, market-savvy, and natural leader. But Shedeur, he gets called cocky, entitled, overhyped. It's the same old story with a new face. And yet, Shedeur doesn't seem fazed. In fact, he looks like he expected this, like he planned for it, like every step, from the YouTube vlogs to the nil deals to the Nike partnership, was part of a long game. That's what separates him. He's not just reacting to hype, he's directing it, controlling the message, building a legacy before the media can twist the narrative. That's not just smart PR, that's generational strategy. But let's talk stakes, because with all the hype, the endorsements, the equity, the branding, there's still one truth hanging over all of it. He has to win. He has to show up every game and prove he's not just a media creation, that he can read defenses, handle blitzes, lead a locker room, that when the moment comes, he doesn't crumble under the weight of the brand. Because if he doesn't, the backlash will be brutal. The same media outlets that ran glowing features will start using words like distraction. The fans who bought the jersey will ask if it was all smoke and mirrors. The executives who feared a revolution will breathe a little easier, like we dodged that one. That's the high wire act Shedeur is walking. Success makes him a pioneer. Failure turns him into a cautionary tale. But here's the thing, he knows that, and he's betting on himself anyway. That kind of confidence? That's dangerous. Not in an arrogant way, but in a disrupt the entire league kind of way. Because when one player figures out the game behind the game, it forces everyone else to evolve or get left behind. And Nike, they're playing a long game too. This isn't about just selling jerseys. This is about building the next face of the brand, the next LeBron, the next Jordan. Someone who can carry not just a sport, but an entire culture. And if Shedeur plays it right, he's got the tools to do it. He's charismatic, camera-ready, business-minded, and most importantly, he's different. In a league full of clones, Shedeur stands out, and that's powerful. So where does this leave us? With a league on edge, a fan base divided, a rookie with more eyes on him than most MVPs, and a brand deal that just might reshape everything we thought we knew about athlete power. Because this isn't just a contract. It's a warning shot to the league, to the media, to every agent still playing by the old rules. Shedeur Sanders isn't here to fit in. He's here to take ownership, literally, of his name, his story, his future. And whether you love it or hate it, you can't ignore it. So as the season kicks off, all eyes are on number 5, not just for the plays he makes, but for the movement he represents. Because if Shedeur wins, he doesn't just change the game, he becomes the game. And that, my friends, is how a 5th-round rookie just became the most powerful man in football. Still trying to process how a 5th-round rookie quarterback just sent the NFL into full-blown panic mode before even throwing a single regular season touchdown. And let me tell you something. If you think this is just a flashy moment that'll fade after week 1, you are so not ready for what's coming next. Because Shedeur Sanders didn't just sign a deal. He detonated a blueprint. We're now living in a world where rookies walk into locker rooms with personal camera crews, marketing strategies, and signature merchandise launches lined up like game day drills. And Shedeur, he's at the epicenter of all of it, smiling like he already knows the ending. It's giving main character energy. It's giving NFL x Forbes cover crossover. It's giving Deion walk so Shedeur could equity stake sprint. And let's not forget, this is a player whose draft stock was actively questioned. There were whispers about whether his success at Colorado would translate, about whether he was NFL ready, about whether he was just riding the Coach Prime hype wave. But Nike clearly didn't need to see a regular season stat sheet to know what time it was. They saw the brand, the narrative, the charisma, and they knew that Shedeur wasn't just a quarterback. He was a cultural asset, a marketing unicorn in cleats. So yeah, the equity deal makes sense. Nike didn't just lock down a player. They locked down a walking storyline, a brand magnet, and a disruptor-in-chief all in one. And while NFL franchises are busy calculating salary caps and drafting safe, boring talent, Shedeur's out here turning rookie status into a lifestyle empire. Signature cleats, custom apparel, documentaries, social media moments engineered for virality. He's already curating a legacy, and the season hasn't even started. Now pause for a second. Let that settle in. Because this isn't just business as usual. This is a generational pivot. Athletes have been hinting at this kind of autonomy for years. LeBron, Serena, even Mahomes to some extent. But Shedeur is the first to make it feel inevitable from day one. He's not waiting until year 5 to flex ownership. He's making it clear now. I'm not just here to play in your league. I'm here to partner with it, or bypass it entirely. And the old guard is shook. Why? Because they've never had to deal with this kind of energy coming from someone who technically hasn't even proven himself on the biggest stage yet. Usually, the league has time to prepare. A few seasons of humility. A few years of learning the ropes. But Shedeur skipped all that. He walked in with a camera-ready smile, million-dollar brand deals, and a business acumen sharper than some of the execs try to box him in. And that scares people. It challenges the power dynamic. It raises uncomfortable questions. Like, why shouldn't players have ownership in the products built off their image? Why shouldn't rookies demand more than a baseline contract when they're driving millions in revenue before even stepping on the field? What Shedeur's doing isn't arrogance. It's exposure. He's showing you how the sausage gets made, and then asking for a piece of the butcher shop. And if you think other athletes aren't watching, think again. Right now, there's a sophomore wide receiver at Alabama rethinking his draft strategy. There's a high school QB in Texas firing his agent. There's an entire wave of up-and-coming talent that's watching Shedeur light the path and realizing they don't have to wait to be great or wealthy. But And here's the plot twist. You know what's really wild about all of this? Shedeur still has everything to prove. Yep, for all the chaos, the marketing magic, the league-wide disruption, none of it will matter if he flops on the field. The NFL is ruthless like that. It doesn't care about your brand if you can't complete a pass under pressure. All it takes is a couple of bad games, a shaky season, and suddenly you're a meme, a footnote, a cautionary tale. And the vultures are already circling. Every analyst, every former player turned talking head, every old-school coach is waiting for that first bad throw, that first interception, that first welcome to the NFL moment, because the second he slips, the headlines will flip fast. The same outlets hyping his revolutionary deal today will be wondering tomorrow if he bit off more than he could chew. That's the double-edged sword of being first. The higher the platform, the harder the fall. And Shedeur knows it. You can see it in the way he carries himself. Calm, calculated, always with a chip on his shoulder, but never in meltdown mode. Like he's been preparing for this pressure since Pop Warner. And maybe he has. When your dad is Deion Sanders, you don't grow up with normal expectations. You grow up being told you're supposed to be him, and then somehow more. Shedeur has had cameras in his face, doubters in his ear, and a brand protect before he even hit college. This isn't new. This is normal to him. But still, can he handle the grind? Can he deal with an NFL locker room where not everyone buys into the hype? Can he bounce back from a loss without the media turning it into a morality play? Can he stay healthy, focused, and unbothered by the pressure of being the face of something bigger than football? We're about to find out. And let me be very clear. If Shedeur does succeed, if he backs up the talk, delivers on hype, and leads a winning team, the NFL as we know it is going to shift permanently. Player equity deals won't be shocking anymore. They'll be expected. Marketing teams won't be optional. They'll be essential. The age of the quiet, faceless rookie will be over. And the league will have no choice but to catch up or be left behind. Because Shedeur isn't the future. He's the present. So what happens if he crashes? If the hype collapses under the weight of NFL Sundays, then the backlash will be nuclear. Think pieces, viral montages of rookie mistakes, and endless debate shows crowing about how this is why you focus on football first. They'll use him as an example, a warning. The reason why rookies should stay humble and let the league mold them. But even then, the genie's out of the bottle. Because even if Shedeur falls short of greatness, he's already proven that it's possible to ask for more, to demand more. He's shown that players don't have to wait until they're 28 and broken down to start building their empire. That value isn't just tied to rings. It's also tied to resonance, to audience, to story. So yeah, Shedeur might still be improving on the field, but off the field, he's already made history. And we're not just witnessing it, we're living in the fallout. The league is scrambling to keep the narrative controlled. Front offices are rushing to include more branding language in contracts. Players are side-texting their reps like, "Yo, you seeing this?" The playbook is changing in real time, and Shedeur's got the pen. So whether he throws for 5,000 yards or 500, it doesn't matter, because he already changed the conversation. He already made people question what a rookie can be. And that's legacy, win or lose. So now it's your turn. Do you think Shedeur is really built for this level of pressure? Is this the start of a new era, or a crash and burn cautionary tale in the making? Sound off in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss 1 second of this generational plot twist. Because ready or not, the Shedeur Sanders show is just getting started.